His Divine Grace of Acharanavind Bhaktivedanta Swami, Vedavyasapriya Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON Devotee Founder Acharya Vedavyasapriya Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishwabhadu Paramahamsa Paripujapacharya Stottar Sattar Shishima. His Divine Grace of Bhakti Siddhanta Sarva Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो से कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसति गोमुक्ति श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रज वृंदावन धाम की जय। नागपुर धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुर धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। समावित भक्त वृंद की जय। Nitai Gaur Pramanandi. All glorious essence of devotion. All glorious essence of devotion. All glorious essence. Holy and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Mike, do you need to adjust it?
We are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 10, text number 3. This is about the opulence of the Absolute. The opulence of the Absolute, they are manifested. So, we can recognize them. This is how we can understand through the manifested opulence of the Supreme Personality of God. So from the opulence you can understand the personality. These opulences are of two types. Material opulences as well as spiritual opulences. Right? Because Krishna is Bhagavan. Bhagavan means all opulent. And there are 6 opulences. All wealth, all power, all beauty, all fame, all knowledge, and all renunciation. Shadaishwarya Purna. One who can claim that he is filled with all the opulences, then and then Parashar Muni said that he is called Bhagavan. Not anyone who has 99 Rolls Royce can become Bhagavan. But people are misled. They say, oh, if you have better opulence than me, then you are my Bhagavan. But what is the topmost? What is the highest? And everybody who is attracted with the 6 opulences, naturally, they can say yes. But if somebody can claim that he has all the riches, all fame, all power, who can claim that? Only Bhagavan can claim. You saw WW, or W, that's a wrestling match. Lucha Libre. They glorify themselves. That there is nobody better competitor. And he can, and they all go with the belt. Belt of what? Winner. Winner gets a belt. The belt is binding. So that kind of claim is also cause of the bondage. But our Krishna is always liberated, not in the bondage. So anybody who is liberated and yet possesses all the riches, all fame, all renunciation, all power, all wealth, all everything, knowledge, etc. 6 opulences, Shadaishwarya Purna, and it is called Bhagavan. Bhag means opulence. One means one who possesses in full. Why partial? Everybody is trying to become Bhagavan, but they are only partial Bhagavan, little Bhagavan. But one Bhagavan is not greater than the other one. Bhagavan is Bhagavan, who is the source of everything. And whom everybody imitates. When you will become big, then you will become rich and you want to possess everything and you will call yourself Bhagavan. But that is the nature. If we get something, we think, oh, we are closer to Bhagavan. No. You are a competitor to Bhagavan. What kind of Bhagwan is there? That there are other powers in the material nature, they subjugate it. Do you think Bhagwan is forced to take birth? Like we are forced to take birth? Birth means coming out from the womb of the mother by force. Do you think Bhagwan is compelled by force to take birth? Compulsory? No. So, that should be also the measure. Have we born, you and me, by our own will? No. Our birth was controlled by our previous activities. If they are meritorious, then we would be coming in the human form of life. Otherwise, we could be born in animal species also. But Bhagwan is not forced. He is independent. Why he is not forced? Because he is the original of all living entities. Yesterday we talked about it. Bijam sarva bhutana. I'm the seed of every living entity. So, know Krishna in the essential aspects of his claim as Bhagwan. So today's verse is telling about in the absolute, the opulence of the absolute. Yo mam ajanmanadim cha Vetti loka maheshwaram asammudah samartyeshu sarva papai pramuchyate yo mama janmanadim cha Vettim lokamaheshwaram asammuda samartyeshu sarva papai pramuchyate yo mama janmanadim cha Vetti lokamaheshwaram asammuda samartyeshu sarva papai pramuchyate
Yo mama jamanadim cha Veti loka maheshwaram asammuda samartyeshu sarva papai pramuchyate Yo mama janmanadim cha Vetti loka maheshwaram asammuda samartyeshu sarva papai pramuchyate
Mother.
Yo mam janmanadim cha Vetti loka maheshwaram asammuda samartyeshu sarva papai pramuchyate
Yo mama
janmanadim cha Veti loka maheshwaram asammuda samartyeshu सर्वपापै प्रमुच्यते.
Yaha,
Yah,
anyone who
ma,
me, ajam, unborn, anadim, without the beginning, cha, also, Veti, knows, loka, of the planets, Maha-Ishwaram, Supreme Master, Asammudaha, undeluded, Saha, he, Martyeshu, among those subjects to death, Sarvapapaihi, from all sinful reactions, Pramuchyate, is delivered. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the Supreme Lord of all worlds, He only undulated amongst men is freed from all sins. As stated in 7th chapter, 3rd verse, Manushyana Sahasreshu Kaschit Yatati Siddhe, those who are trying to elevate themselves to the platform of spiritual realization are not ordinary men. They are superior to millions and millions of ordinary men who have no knowledge of the spiritual realization. But out of those actually trying to understand their spiritual situation, one who can come to the understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the proprietor of everything, the unborn, is the most successful spiritually realized person. In that stage only, when one has to fully understand, one who has fully understood Krishna as supreme position, one can be freed completely from the sinful reactions. Here the Lord is described by the word aja, means unborn. But He is distinct from the living entities who are described in the 2nd chapter as aja. The Lord is different from the living entities who are taking birth and dying due to material attachment. The conditioned souls are changing their bodies, but His body is not changeable. Even when He comes to this material world, He comes as the Supreme Unborn. Therefore, in the 4th chapter, it is said that the Lord by His internal potency, it is not under the inferior material nature's influence. So by His internal potency, is not under the inferior material nature, but He is always in the superior energy. In this verse, the word Vyakti Loka Maheshwaram indicates that one should know that the Lord Krishna is the supreme proprietor of all planetary systems of the universe. He was existing before the creation, and He is different from His creation. All the demigods were created within the material world, but as far as Krishna is concerned, it is not said that He is not created. Therefore, Krishna is different from the great philanthropist. All the demigods were created within the material world, but as far as Krishna is concerned, it is said He is not created. Therefore, Krishna is different even from the great demigods like Lord Brahma and Shiva. And because he is the creator of Brahma, Shiva and all other demigods, he is the supreme person of the whole planets. Shri Krishna is therefore different from everything that is created. And anyone who knows him as such immediately becomes liberated from all sinful reactions. One must be liberated from sinful activities to be in the knowledge of the Supreme Lord. Only by devotional service can he be known and not by any other means, as stated in Bhagavad Gita. One should not try to understand Krishna as a human being. As stated previously, only a foolish person thinks him to be an ordinary human being. This is again expressed here in a different way. A man who is not foolish, who is intelligent enough to understand the constitutional position of the Godhead, is always free from all reactions. If Krishna is known as the son of Devaki, then how can he be unborn? That is also explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. When he appeared before Devaki and Vasudeva, he was not born as an ordinary child. He appeared in his original form, and then he transformed himself into an ordinary child. So anything done under the direction of Krishna's transcendental nature, it cannot be contaminated by material reactions, which may be auspicious or inauspicious. The conception that there are things auspicious and inauspicious in the material world is more or less a mental concoction, because there is nothing auspicious in the material world. Everything is inauspicious because the very material nature is inauspicious. We simply imagine it cannot be, it is to be auspicious. The real auspiciousness depends upon the activities in Krishna consciousness, in the full devotion and service. Therefore, if we at all want our activities to be auspicious, then we should work under the direction of the Supreme Lord. Such directions are given in authoritative scriptures such as Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, or from the bona fide spiritual master, because the spiritual master is transcendentalist and representative of the Supreme Lord. His directions is directly and directions of the Supreme Lord. The spiritual masters, saintly persons and scriptures direct in the same way. There is no contradiction in those three sources. All actions done under such direction are free from reactions of the pious and impious activities of this material world. The transcendental attitude of the devotee in the performance of the activities is actually, that is, of renunciation, and this is called sannyas. The state in which the first verse of the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, one who acts as a matter of duty because he has been ordered to do so by the Supreme Lord, and who does not seek shelter in the fruits of the activities, that is, anasrita karma phalam, is a pure renouncer. Anyone acting under the direction of the Supreme Lord is actually a sannyasi and a yogi, and not a man who has simply taken the dress of sannyasi or a pseudo yogi. Amagyanativirandasya jnananjanashalakaya chakshurvilitanjena tasmai Shri Gurave Shri
Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tatapatakapalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sadhujatam Sargana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadhutam Parijanahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostati Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Patamanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namaha Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Ucharane Nirvishesha Shuddhavadi Paschatya Deshadharini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yo mama vachamanapin Vyakti Lokamaheshwaram Asamuga Samartyeshwaro Sarvapapai Pramuchate. Those who are sure to die, they are compared to Buddha. And those who want to win over their death, they have to become asambhuta, completely intelligent. Animals die in ignorance. Why should a human being die in ignorance? If we die in ignorance of our own reality, we are as good as animals. Parabhavasya bodhajato javanna jigyasam atmatattvam javat kriya tavat manopai karmatmakam eva sharir bandhana. Parabhav means failure. Abodhajato means unintelligent. There is so much to learn. If human being is not able to learn the reality, and if he is learning only unreal things, is it going to help? He is sure to die. And even during the death, he will be completely ignorant. So, person who dies in ignorance is as good as an animal. And his life is a failure. Parabhav. He gets defeated if he has not learned anything. That is called defeat. If you know your reality, you will be able to save yourself and go back home, back to Godhead. That is intelligence. But those who do not know, neither they care, they are as good as animals. And they get defeated. Do you want to leave this world as a defeated person or victorious? If you want to gain victory, then try to know yourself. And Krishna is revealing you not only who he is, but who you are also. Because he knows. Is there any better person who knows more than Krishna? No. All knowledge is his opulence. So the secrets of our life is not hidden to him. Moreover, our life depends upon him because we are part and parcel of him. So unless and until we dovetail our attention from anywhere and everywhere but to repose on him and his teachings, will definitely benefit us. And we will be free from illusion or misconception or ignorance of any kind. Will be free. Therefore, anybody who knows that I am eternal, I am ajanma, but adi of everybody who is temporary coming in the material world. Even though they are of my nature, that they are also eternal part and parcel of me. They forget. They do not know. They remain in ignorance. And in ignorance we do so many things which are actually useless labor throughout the life. And whatever the result of useless labor is also useless, it won't accompany you. So, if you know how Krishna is ajanmana, he is not born, he has nobody that he has to depend upon. His appearance and disappearance also, they are very, very wonderful. They are not ordinary, of coming and going by force of material nature. Janma karma chete divyam evam vettiyo tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti namiti suvarjan. Krishna refers this often, that because we got separated even by intellectual linkage also with him. We got separated in so much ignorance that we do not consider that we depend upon him even. But yet, as a kind father, he has set up everything. So everything he has set up is his opulence. And yet we fail to know him through these opulences. We want the opulence, but not him. So what kind of separating or distancing ourselves from Lord Krishna? We are so much thrown away. If you do not know Krishna, then you are bahirarthamanina. You do not know, artha means your selfishness, real selfishness, that is Krishna. So, nate viduhu swartha gati mi Vishnu durashayaye bahirarthamanina. Your original swartha gati means swa-artha, your own knowledge, your own possession, your own belonging. If you do not know what you possess, and you are simply looking at bahirarthamanina. Bahir means away from this reality. Then you are called blind. Just like a blind man doesn't know where to go, how to progress. And if they want to progress, they will go in the ditch. And whoever is following him is also going and falling in the ditch. Nate viduhu swartha gatim he Vishnu durashaya bahirarthamanina andha yatha andhai upanayamana te pishatantra urudamni badya. This is Prahlad Maharaj is teaching that if we do not know our swartha gati, swa means own, artha means beneficiary, gati means the activities or results. What is beneficiary to us, if we do not know, then we always try to look away from the reality. That is called Bahirarthamana. To come out from India and to Australia is also called Bahirarthamani. Huh? You go away from. So, life after life, we have been changing our place as a Bahirartha. In early times in America, there were more advertisement for dogs and cats food by their owner and how they are pampered. So in early 70s when we were watching on the TV and we were not having a proper job or even though we are educated, but we are Bahirarthamani, we came to United States and we were watching, oh my God. What is our situation here? A dog is better, having the better life here. Okay, I'll become dog in America. I said, bet your chances. You may become a dog in India. And then you will understand what is your real, purpose. You will be beaten up and driven away. So, Durashaya. Durashaya means they are hopeless. Asha means hopes. Durashaya means hopeless. Those who are hopeless people, they always look for something away from Krishna. Because they do not know what is their swadhagati, their self-beneficiary thing. So andha yatha andhai. One blind leads other blind because they both do not know their swadhagati. Where they will go? They will always progress towards falling in a ditch. They will never uplift themselves. So those human beings, even though in human form of life, do not know their real swadhagati, the real selfishness of being owned or possessed, what it belongs to, then that is called Durashaya. Prahlad Maharaj says, Matinna Krishne Swataha Paratova Midopi Patyeta Graha Pratanam. The resolute nature of faith in Krishna will never happen by your own effort. Well, I don't need anybody's advice. I know what is best for me. But what is the standard? He doesn't know. Swata means by his own efforts. Parata, with the help of friends. Or make a union and take a decision by 2/3 majority. No. That is also going to be faulty. As long as our senses are not bridled, our mind is not tapped or controlled. Whatever we will be doing in the effort to advance ourselves is like chewing the chew which has no juice. Punascharvitam charvana. You take a little stalk of sugar cane, start chewing, all the juice will come out, you will drink happily, but keep on chewing. And even though somebody has thrown out the chewed sugar cane, and you pick up and again start chewing as if there is juice in it, you think you can get juice? So chewing the chewed means engage in such activity which has no juice, but yet you do not forget. These are the activities of four regulative principles. They are indicating chewing the chew where there is no juice. But we stick to it. Because we do not know our swarthagati, means our own welfare, our own ultimate progress in the life or real gain in the life. Because we are engaged in unbridled senses in the engagement of what? Meditating, illicit sex, intoxication, and gambling. They are compulsive gambling attitude. All four. People do not want to give up tea, coffee, or Coca-Cola because not only they are hooking up, but they have lost and they become slave of such intoxicants or habit-forming chemical in it. So, Nate vidu swarthagatim hi Vishnu. He Vishnu, which is Vishnu, the source of our own origin. Andha yatha andha. And similarly, because of unbridled senses, you end up chewing the chew with no juice in it. You spoil it. But how would you establish your knowledgeability about the transcendental nature of Lord Shri Krishna? How would you be able to establish it? So Prahlad Maharaj speaks the third prayer to Lord Nrsimhadev. And Naisham atim tavat urukramangri. Urukram means, my dear Lord, your steps are wonderful. They are not ordinary. They are huge. With one step you can take the whole material creation. Second step, all the firmament. And the third step, you don't have any space. But Bali Maharaj was intelligent enough, and Prahlad was watching. Take a decision. Where should he put the third step? And Prahlad said, keep your hand. It's not yours, it is his. So this is the final point of total surrender to Supreme Lord. So, first know Lord Krishna. He is ajanma. He is anadi. And we have all adis. Krishna is anadi, but we have adi. And we have to distinguish ourselves, our characters from him. and be very great. Then if we are part and parcel, how come our character has become so distinctly different than him? Even though constitutionally our character should be the same. So, if you are linking up with your originality, with Lord Shri Krishna, who is the source of everything, then it becomes a tangible thing. So, Nishamatim, intelligence about taking shelter to Lord Krishna will not come as long as for the purpose we want to become detached from our all attachments. We have a purpose to become detached. In ignorance, we created attachments, right? And it is suffocating us. It's mistake, but we have to become detached. Relieve yourself, and Krishna will help. So knowing Krishna, you will know everything. And Kathopanishad, it says, Kasmin bhagavo yasmin vigyatam sarvam evam vigyatam bhavanti. By knowing one person, you will know everything, and that is Krishna. That is the supreme absolute truth. By knowing which everything is known. And if you do not know him, then you know nothing. And your life will be a failure. Parabhavasya bodhajado javanna jigyasana. So, it's very straightforward. Try to know who Krishna is. Who is that supreme person? He doesn't have a denominational distinction. He is the source of everything for all the species of life, not only different tribes of human beings. Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtayanti sambhavanti tasham mahadyonir aham bija pradapita. Origin is one. And he is very opulent. He is very powerful, very knowledgeable. We want to gain this six opulence little. If I have more, then you say, oh, you are God. No, we are still dogs. God is God, nobody can take his position. So, this particular, guideline is essential. Krishna is non-denominational. He doesn't call for Hindus. You won't see a word of Hindu in Bhagavad Gita. For that, no other literatures will also tell you about Hinduism. No? Hinduism is a manufactured in the, I think, 7th or 8th century. That is the coined word. And why do we have to take with that? Bhagavad Gita was existing before. There's no word of Hindu. As a living entity, Jiva is being used. Do you think Hindus are only Jivas? No. "5,000 years ago also, there are so many different tribes, aborigines and others, they were existing. And we get the names of it. Khasadya, they are Chinese. Therefore, khasadya. Ahir Shumbha Yavana khasadya. Yavan means Muslim. Yen yera papa yadapashraya ashraya shuddhanti eva prabhavishnave. Simply by taking the name of the Absolute Truth Krishna, they will become purified. Anybody can do it. If Jagai and Madai can be purified, who is worse than Jagai and Madai? So it should not be difficult for us to get purified by taking the shelter of Lord Shri Krishna, by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, we have to give up this mudata. Become asammuta, liberated from the ignorance. Samartyeshu sarvapāpai pramudhyate. Even though he is destined to die, but he will be dying free of all sins. Sins means attachments. There are no good attachment. Every attachment in the material world is sinful. That will be responsible to bring us back in the material world, repeated birth and death. So, simply by knowing Krishna and his personality, which is transcendental, anybody can become free from birth and death and old age and disease, and go back home, back to Godhead, free of any inabilities. Inabilities. It's called sarvapāpai. Do you have any questions? Comments? Yes. Do you have mic? You have mic here? No.
No, they can come forward and speak.
You can speak like a megaphone.
Or they can come forward here. Come forward here so that Maharaj can hear.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for a wonderful class. A couple of days ago, you were talking about the opulences. You gave a class that Krishna doesn't see any material. Everything is spiritual from Krishna's side. So, is devotee also see like this? Everything for them is also spiritual? Or, I want to know this thing. How we devotee see everything.
By forgetting Krishna, we became material. Even though our constitution remains the same, nobody can change because it is eternally part and parcel of Krishna. But Maya, the ignorance of duality, puts us into delusion. Not only illusion, but degrading illusion is called delusion. More and more deeper in the well of ignorance we will fall. So, only in human form of life you can distinguish by deliberation. Understand what are the qualities of spiritual and what are the qualities for material. They will be completely opposing. Even the results are opposing. Even if you pass an exam, but you will be bound up by the influence of exam. You will not be free or liberated by such exam. So, if the result is completely opposite, then they were boasting that without university education, you will never be liberated. From what? Poverty? That is another thing. So people say, yeah, let's do. They say, free your nation from the clutches of foreign domain and power. Even if you become free, you will never become liberated. Why? Because you are engaging in the body and confined into a prison of the body. It is never meant for liberation. Because everything has been generated out of ignorance. Temporary thing. And this knowledge that Krishna is coming and giving you is a permanent, not a temporary thing. And to pull you out from your bondage. Tesham samuddartam mrityum sansara sagaran babami nachirat partha. If you are absorbed in his thought or in his consciousness by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he will be your swift rescuer from the ocean of ignorance. So you have a choice there. Otherwise, even being pious doesn't mean anything. Piety does not get rid of our bondage. Impiety will be having more stronger shackles on us. But material knowledge is not going to rescue us. Only spiritual. Because you are spirit, part and parcel, you must be knowledgeable about its characteristics and salient features, its functions. So this is how Krishna is becoming all attractive in order to follow him with all opulences. Any other question? Yes?
I just have a comment. This morning I was just reading that when Srila Prabhupada, he was saying when he used to go before Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, he didn't understand a lot of the things that were being said. You know, there was a lot, he didn't understand, but Bhaktisiddhanta commented about that he was such a good listener. Again, the process of hearing. And by taking that mercy, and Bhaktisiddhanta of course gave that mercy, and it's the mercy of the spiritual master that we have any knowledge whatsoever anyway. But it was a really interesting, I had never read that Prabhupada had actually said he didn't understand very much at the time, but it was just the hearing was such an important part.
Faith in these words of spiritual master will give you opportunity to protect yourself, and it will expose you to more reality surrounding you. Have faith on the spiritual master's words. Yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha. You don't need an education before you go to spiritual master. You do not need that education. Because spiritual master has to expose the absolute truth that Krishna is revealing himself. You have to approach a bona fide spiritual master, not an upstart. Yeah?
Maharaj, Maya is, we're talking about Maya, it's very strong, but that's another energy of Krishna. Right?
जरा जोर की बोलो ने
Maharaj, Maya, apare vat kare, we're talking about Maya. Maya is a very strong, is very strong for us.
But Krishna is stronger than
Stronger,
Maya.
yes. But it's another energy of Krishna, right?
It is another energy of Krishna.
That's okay. Everything comes from Krishna. If you want Maya, Krishna will send you Maya. If you want Krishna, he will come himself.
There's more Maya than Krishna.
Now, Krishna gives the opportunity to utilize our individual desire because we are individual. And therefore, he gives liberty at certain extent only. You utilize your liberty. You want to be on the side of Krishna or against him, you can use it. But if you use against him, then Maya will take over you. Jahan Krishna tan Maya adhikar. But Jahan Krishna nahi, Maya adhikar is there. You chose not to be with Krishna, so Maya will take care. Maya is Krishna's energy, but illusory energy. Krishna Surya Sam, Maya hai andhakar, jahan Krishna tahi Maya adhikar. So why do you have to worry? A weaker Maya, because she is strong on you. Krishna can be stronger than Maya on you. But Krishna wants you to be on his side. So Krishna can be available to you to remove all your Maya. Any other question? Lot of movement at the backside because prasadam is there. Prasadam is not Maya. Okay, please go and partake it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada ki Jai.